Greetings, my excellent friends. It is Monday, August 16th, 2021. You got the Hobby Drifter here again with what I believe is going to be the last of my Evangelion collection videos. You might have seen my previous videos where I showed off all of the laser discs, all of the 90s era soundtracks, the theatrical pamphlets, all those kind of things. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at the last bit of media that I got here, the original Yoshiyuki Sadamoto manga. And there's a bunch of it. Now, I bought most of the manga secondhand from Book Off within a few months of moving to Japan back in 2006. At the time, there were, I believe, 9 volumes of the manga released, and the final 5 came out over a long span of time while I was here. I picked those up as they were released, and before I moved to Tokyo, I sold or gave them all away because I wanted to lighten my load coming here. But since I am very greatly enamored of the original 90s Eva stuff, especially the media, the discs and the books and the things of that nature, I went back and I collected them again. And it was kind of difficult because since the release of Eva 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time, the supply of these kind of dried up, which is weird because these were published in huge numbers. I mean, for many, many years you could walk into any Book Off and get, if not all of them, most of the manga for 100 yen each. In the aftermath of the release of 3.0 plus 1.0, very much gone. I mean, most secondhand stores I went to had none. I wound up having to go to a bunch of out-of-the-way Book Off locations to complete my set, and even then, I did have to go online for one of these. So, what I've got here, what I'm going to show you today, are, to my knowledge, the first releases of each of these books. These were all released multiple times as the years went on, and they were reissued, I think, at least when the Rebuild movies came out, and I know they released them again with 3.0. Not with this new one. They did not get a re-release in this series, but that's a whole other thing. So, let's dive in to the Eva manga, which became more of a collection endeavor than I was expecting it to be, but happy to share what these were with you. So here it is. Evangelion Volume 1. It's a similar cover to the one that was released in English as well. It's got the old Kadokawa logo on here, the bird logo, and see marked down to 110 yen, which means that I've bought this one since the most recent tax hike. Original MSRP was 560 yen, and it was released in 1995. Yep, there we go. It was released September 1st, 1995, which I believe makes this the earliest release of Eva fiction. If on the off chance that anybody is I mean, if anybody is watching this video and doesn't know, these are the collected versions. These were originally released in the pages of one of the weekly comic magazines called Shonen Ace, and then they moved to a different series later down the line. But this was the first collected edition. It's from Gainax and Sadamoto Yoshiyuki. These do feature some color illustrations. There's Sadamoto's self-portrait, some color illustrations in here. I don't know how much of this I can show without getting in trouble with the YouTube copyright people, but yeah. So let's go through them. There's volume 1. Two. Again, I love this artwork from Sadamoto. Three with Ray. Four with Asuka. Yeah, this artwork is just absolutely spectacular. There was some concern at the beginning that Sadamoto's style was just too boring, which I obviously that's become a joke in later years. That he's very well loved, but they said he was too bland. Now here's something interesting. From volume 5, nice upward shot from the weird cemetery thing that's in there. This is where we switched to the new Kadokawa logo, and they did release these books again, like volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 with that logo. So if that is important to your display needs, then it is available. I, for once, didn't go with the spines that lined up nicely, because I like the idea of having the originals. And when I say originals, I mean these are older. I mean, look at the color of the pages on these. These have changed hands dozens and dozens of times. I would guess that volume 1, 2, and 3 have probably found their way into collections and then back to Book Off probably more than 100 times over the last 25 years. So, very, very well loved. I wouldn't want to look at these under a black light. So this one, volume 6, has, I believe, the best version of the Eva 3 or 4 Toji's Eva story. Much more fleshed out. Sadamoto had a lot more time to spend doing this series the way that he wanted. Much more than Anno, who had to basically get the whole series done in like a year. Like I said, the first volume came out in 1995. Here's volume 7 now. Some really striking artwork there. Amazing shot of Ava 1's head. And let me just take a look here. So we got volume 7 here. First volume came out in 1995. This came out in 2001. So, we're at volume 7 here, and we're now 6 years into the series. So in 6 years, we've gotten just to the thing with Toji's Eva. And volume 8, titled Mother. The Yui, Gendo, and Fuyutsuki. And that creepy shot of the bandaged Eva unit. This one came out in December of 2002. So now we're at 7 years in for 8 volumes of manga. Volume 9. And this was something that it's been years and years. I don't think there's too much to worry about spoilers. But something that the Eva manga did is they introduced Kaoru much earlier and give him more of a story. The characters in the manga are probably my favorite versions of all of these from the series or movies. But I think that the manga has the tightest version of the story. None of my little nitpicks about the anime series or the movies are really here. So volume 9 came out in 2004. So there was quite a gap, 2 years in between 8 and 9. And yeah, this is where the story kind of starts to diverge from the one that we all know and love. Here's 10. And yeah, so we're still in Shonen Ace here, and this one was released in 2006. 2006. So again, another gap of a couple of years there. Love this artwork. Kaoru standing on the statue, the crosses in the background, and Lilith behind him. This one came out 2007, so it wasn't as big a gap there. 2007, yeah. Which is where we start getting into some of the end of Evangelion type material, which again was handled, I think, much better, or at least more in depth. It's not quite as abstract as the animated version, but again, done in a very nice way. Sadamoto has changed his self-portrait a bit since the earlier days. This one was released 2010. 2010. So yeah, this one came out. This would have been when I was living in what month was this? April of 2010. So this would have been right before I left Kyushu. And this would have been when I started buying them as they were released. 13, Calling. Again, this is most of the end of Evangelion type stuff, like the main bit. Another interesting picture of Sadamoto here. He's gone off the rails. Maybe Eva just screws with the creators. Again, some really nice artwork here, which to my knowledge isn't really collected anywhere. There were those 2 Sadamoto art books. Was it Carmen and Dermond? But those were released well before these, and a lot of this gorgeous artwork, color artwork, isn't collected in any large formats. But 13 is most of what happens in End of Evangelion, but with a little bit more care taken to be a little less abstract. And then the last bit, Volume 14, just very serene cover here. At the after 3.0, 1.0 came out, especially these final two volumes, 13 and 14, were incredibly hard to find. I only spotted each of these once in all of the book off hunting that I've done all around my area, since I'm not going outside my area, but there are plenty around here. Volume 13, there were 2 copies in Minato-cho, and Volume 14 just randomly showed up in Miyamaya Daida. And I can see why this one was such a hard thing to find, because there are certainly parallels to the new movie. This one is much thicker than standard. It was released November 26th, 2014. 2014. So yeah, that would have been I would have been back in Kyushu then. This one that I grabbed secondhand, paid 337 yen for. These were selling on Amazon for in excess of 10,000 yen. Both 13 and 14 were very, very pricey for a very short amount of time, and I'll explain why toward the end of this. But this was a good get. And again, beautiful, beautiful artwork in here. Sadamoto's just like so happy that he's finished finally. This is just such cool artwork in here. There are parallels to what happens in the new movies. It's not 1-to-1, but there's certainly some influence. And this did have a bunch of the paperwork that came with the originals, the original sales receipt, some of the advertising materials, something for the Evangelion store, and yeah. So that was that. That's all 14 volumes of the Shinseki Evangelion manga, and you might be forgiven for thinking that when I went out to collect them again, this would have been what I was going for. But no, because there are premium editions, not for all of them, but for some of these, there were special editions made. How special? Oh, pretty special. And in some cases, annoyingly so. So the first special editions that were released were for Volume 7. Volume 7, you'll recall, this one, which came out in 2001. And that year gave us not one, but 2 special editions for Christmas. Rave version and Asuka version. Each of these retailed for 1,200 yen, which is about 12 US dollars. And they included a Christmas themed Rei and a Christmas themed Asuka, which I think is kind of weird because if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I've got this this whole thing where I believe Eva takes place in a world where the monotheistic religions never happened, like they never formed. You know, so there would be no Christmas. The religious terminology in the Eva manga and TV show and movies makes it new century gospel is a new interpretation of that, which is not to say it's a retelling or whatever, but it takes influence and themes from it. So it would make sense that those don't exist. But let's take a look at what we got here. We get these really nicely detailed figurines of Rei and Asuka. Rei includes a scepter, a tree with a bunch of angels on it, and also comes with a sack with Pen in it. And if you open up the sack, it is Pen's full body. Like you can take him out. That's a nice little diorama. There's some. It's cool. Like the boots and the dress are a different texture than the coat, which makes it look a little bit more realistic. Nice paint applications, especially on Pen. Pen's got some really nice paint going on here. Then there's also Asuka, who comes with this. It's a Japanese tradition. It's a Christmas boot. They sell these at like grocery stores and things, and there's candy and like a little toy. The little toys in here are Kaji and Shinji, along with a candy cane and a little chimney. And I did not think I needed both of these because they come with the same manga, right? It's totally the same. I don't need two of these. But if you look in the spine here, yeah, one of them's the Rei version, one of them's the Asuka version. It says, limited version on here. And so that really nice Sadamoto art. Which is, same artwork in both of them. But yeah, two different spines means two different buys from yours truly. So those go into the set. Thankfully, they would not do that again for the next special edition, which was released for Volume 9, and that was this one, the Rei action figure special box. Included, and I believe, I did a whole video on these a while back. If you would like more information on the figure. I believe this is a completely exclusive mold. So, it's in Sadamoto style, not the anime style, but the manga style. And it's got the little chair. And that came with the special version of this manga, Volume 9. And again, some nice artwork in there of a Kaoru and Asuka, along with a new picture of Sadamoto. So that goes onto the pile. But this time there was only the one. There was only the one released. Although, not really, because there was the Asuka action figure special box, which does not include a manga and was just released to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Shonen Ace. So you don't get a comic with this one. There's no manga with it. You just get a little poster thingy for Asuka. No manga involved. I hope. I hope I didn't just buy this and it's not included. It doesn't show up on the box or anything. Boy, wouldn't that be a kick? You know, I'm doing this whole thing like, oh, there was supposed to be manga included. But I don't think so. So there's nothing to put on the pile there. The Asuka version has no price sticker on it. However, the Ray version with the comic retailed for 1,700 yen. So you're paying about $10 for the Ray figure and the exclusive cover, which, boy, that's a nice throwback from like a simpler time, isn't it? You know, you get a nice looking exclusive figure for only extra $10. It was before these companies realized that we were more than happy to throw cash hand over fist for stuff that we love, and started charging accordingly. You know, also supply and demand and the rising cost of making plastic products. Finally, there were special editions released for the final 2 volumes, 13 and 14. And I'm going to show you 14 first because 13 is cooler. It'll be a nice way to end this. So here's Neon Genesis Evangelion Volume 14 Premium Edition. The author, Yoshiyuki Sadamoto, the original Kara. So inside of this thing you get exclusive cover, really nice cover. I think this is a really cool cover. You can disagree with me if you want. Again, it's got the paperwork from the regular volume of 14. It's got the same artwork inside with Happy Sadamoto. But it also included the Yoshiyuki Sadamoto working music CD, which is allegedly the music that he would listen to while working on this series over the course of like 12 years. Working CD. The original MSRP for this premium edition manga that finished the Evangelion manga saga was a very reasonable, I don't know. I want to say it was like 1,200 yen, but I don't know. That information was on a card that is not included. But what is included is the Yoshiyuki Sadamoto special booklet, which I'm glad they resisted the urge to call it like an encyclopedia or something like that. And it's full of more painted artwork from Sadamoto. It's really, really nice. It also originally included a custom bookshelf for displaying all of the manga, all 14 volumes. The copy I bought did not include that. I did not really care, as we've explained here, it would not actually hold all of the manga, and it also would not fit these special editions. So it's just more fluff. This set was selling for outrageous prices for a while, especially on Amazon Japan. The cheapest one on there was like $200. I paid 900 yen for this one because it did not include the goofy bookshelf. But if you want to see what that looked like, that came with this, I will throw it up here. Here's a picture. All right. Finally, the end of this 30-minute deep dive on Eva Manga. Volume 13, Calling. This is the coolest goddamn thing in this entire collection. I did not know this existed. I was at a book off near my office. It's like on the way home from work. So I stopped in, and I was looking for volumes 13 and 14, and I see this. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I thought maybe it was like one of those newer, higher end versions. But then I flipped it up and was like, oh, there's a special edition of 13. I need 13. And it was 428 yen. I believe the original was like 12 or 15. I don't know. A card that's no longer included in the thing. But this is loaded up with some cool stuff, and I cannot wait to show you what's in here. First up, a more brightly colored version of the cover here. Beautiful cover. Same artwork, same colored artwork as in the other stuff. But you also get some advertisement for Young Ace and the card. But you get this awesome book of original artwork from Sadamoto, and you know I love Sadamoto's artwork. I'm gonna try not to show any of the pictures that would get me in trouble, but yeah, just the guy's awesome. His artwork is beautiful, and I can't believe that there was concern that his style was just too boring to be marketable. Original artwork there. You also get this. It's kind of cool just to keep it in place. I thought it was like a frame, but it is just to hold the thing in place. Envelope full of original postcards. And again, more of that beautiful artwork. That's weird. So, booklet full of artwork, postcards that I would have to imagine nobody has ever actually used for their intended purpose, just for collecting purposes. And also this really nice 3D, textless lenticular card, which is just beautiful. I'm sure the 3D effect isn't coming through. But yeah, that's it. That's all of the Evangelion manga. Every version, unless you count the different covers for the different Kadokawa logos on the sides for different releases. So what should have just been 14 volumes winds up being significantly more than that. That's why that goofy bookshelf did not appeal to me. But, yeah, here is what all of the Evangelion manga looks like. Volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14. That's all of it. I'm done. If you were collecting Eva manga in this format, starting way back in September of 1995, and you bought everything, this is what you would have. This is where the magic is, folks. There's a lot of stuff. And it's really, really good. I absolutely loved the Rebuild movies. I loved the original series. I loved, End of Evangelion. But this, I think this is my favorite version of the story. I think it's the characters all get, satisfactory storylines. It ends in a way that doesn't leave you feeling how I felt with End of Eva the first time. Artwork is beautiful. You could, and I did, complain that it took years and years and years and years for this to finally come out. What was it? 2014 it finished, so it took almost 10 years to get 14 volumes out. I mean, it's not George R.R. Martin territory, but it's really good. There is more Evangelion manga. There's like the Shinji Ikari Raising Project. There's that weird one that's like in a school. There's tons of other stuff, but this is the main story. That's all like alternate universe stuff that does not appeal to me, and I do not want to have ownership of it. But that's it. This is the last of my big Evangelion collecting videos. It has been fun. I really enjoyed, putting these collections together. I've enjoyed sharing them with you folks online. Thanks to everybody who has watched those videos over the past year or so during the pandemic. Hopefully, things start to get a little bit back to normal in the next year or so, and I can get back to sharing, stuff with actual backgrounds and not these photos I've got taped to my desk here. But really, it's been fun. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your likes and your comments and everything of that nature. Really appreciate it. You've helped me stay some modicum of sane during this weird time. So again, that's nothing really else left to say. Thank you very much, and happy hobbying.